What's going on over Only Sports? Back with another video, and in this video I'm going to be talking about the New York Giants signings that they made late last night. Of course, there were two depth signings. That's Chris Board and Hudson, James Hudson. And then, of course, the bigger signing, which I really like and I think is really underrated, Chauncey Golston, the former Dallas Cowboy, who we will get into first. I think this was a tremendous signing by the Giants. It's a 3-year deal worth $19.5 million. So that's $6.5 million per season. For a guy who really had a really nice year last year. He's 27 years of age. He's a 6'5" edge rusher. He can play D-line. He kind of jumps around. He's coming off a really good year. He's 6'5", 270, of course. Like I mentioned, 27 years old, so about right in the middle age of his NFL career. He worked on the interior more under Dan Quinn in 2023 with the Cowboys before he moved on to Washington. But when his pass rush win rate was 7th of 129 defensive tackles, that was when he was in the interior. His production jumped last year when he was a first-time starter. So I really like the signing. He started 13 games so far with 8 sacks and 37 pressures. So he's a guy who's going to get to the quarterback as much as he possibly can. He had a career high in sacks last year with 5.5 for Dallas. He was a really good player, though. I'm a huge fan. And a lot of people really thought that he would go to Washington and follow Dan Quinn, his old coach, where he started to really get his career off and running. But like I said, 5.5 sacks last year was a career high with 5 tackles for loss, 56 total tackles. So he had a nice little season for Dallas. And, looking on Twitter, a lot of Cowboy fans are really upset that he left, particularly that he went to the Giants. So that's a good sign when you sign a free agent from a team and the fan base is upset that he left. And you take him from a division rival. It's a really good signing. It's a really cheap signing as well. I've seen a lot of people say he was worth $9-10 million, and when you see what a guy like Chase Young got, $17 million a year, it really makes a lot of sense. I don't think Golston is on the level of Chase Young, but he's definitely not $10+ million behind him. So I think that this is a really good signing for the Giants. He's a guy who's going to line up on the edge, line up on the defensive line on the interior beside Dexter Lawrence. And anybody's production is going to increase when you're playing with an all-pro caliber player, the best defensive tackle in the league in Dexter Lawrence. And I just think this cements Azeez Ojulari leaving, but this is kind of the Azeez Ojulari replacement. So really like the deal of Golston for the Giants. Now, I think Golston is a guy who's going to be, like I said, subbed in, kind of used as the Azeez Ojulari for this defense. And I think it just will make everyone kind of better. And being able to have a guy that can step in and get a good, bring some good quality, when your starters need a rest. I think it makes a lot of sense. He reads plays really well. And I just think it's a smart move. We got him signed till he's 30 years old. And, he's another guy that if he's playing well, the Giants will reward him with an extension. That'll help both sides. So it's only $6.5 million AAV per year. So we'll see ultimately how the Giants elect to distribute that money. If they decide $3 million this year and maybe $9.5 million in one of the other years, we don't know what they're going to do there. But I really like the signing. I think it makes a whole ton of sense. So hopefully he plays well and the Giants can extend him beyond the 3 years, as we hope, of course, with all these signings. I feel like a broken record in saying that, but if these guys play well, the Giants are going to extend them beyond their contract that they're signing them to here in free agency. So hopefully it plays out to that, but I really like that signing. The next one, just a depth piece. He's a linebacker and a special teams guy. Chris Board, cheap deal, 2 years worth up to $6 million. He's played with the Patriots in his career as well as the Ravens. He's noted as a special teams ace. He's a player that apparently the Giants have had interest in for a couple of years now and just never worked out. But now they're able to get him. Special teams is a very important part of the game. So glad the Giants were able to get him there. And then, of course, the offensive line depth, the swing tackle James Hudson III. I think it's a smart move here. Obviously nothing's cheap anymore, but 2 years, $11 million for him is not terrible. $5.5 million per year on average. He's a swing tackle. That's what a swing tackle costs nowadays in the NFL. I just think Josh Ezeudu was not getting the job done at all. He was not very good at all, and I think getting the former Cleveland Brown here, I think it makes some sense. I think he just adds vital depth to the Giants' O-line, and given the injuries we've had over the last few years, especially at tackle, it just makes a ton of sense. It's a move the Giants needed to make. This deal's worth up to $16 million, so it could be worth up to $8 million a year, but it's got the base of $11 million over the 2 years. So he's 25, he's still young. I just think it makes sense. And he started off in college as an edge rusher, and then he converted to tackle at Cincinnati. So cool little sign in there. But guys, that's all I got in this video. You guys let me know down below in the comment section your thoughts on the Giants signing Chauncey Golston. I really like Golston. I really like the signing. It's a cheap deal. Chris Board, and of course James Hudson III. You guys let me know all that good stuff down below in the comment section. As always, please leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. See you guys on the next video, and as always, let's go Giants.